Tonight on Noah, Freud under analysis.
Well, before we talk about Freud, we need to first examine the context of Europe as a whole and all the other great thinkers of this time period. There was Karl Marx, who is considered the father of modern sociology. As a lot of us know, he also wrote the Communist Manifesto, which went on to be the official doctrine of the Social Democratic Party in Germany.
Another notable figure from this time was Sylvia Pankhurst. After the Second Industrial Revolution, women gained access to higher wage jobs, such as teachers, nurses, and clerks. However, women were still tied to domestic responsibility and did not share the new democratic freedom that most men of this time got to experience. So feminism became a major agent of social change at this time. Sylvia Pankhurst, along with her mother and sister, fought for women's suffrage in Britain and formed the new Women's Social and Political Union. However, they often fought violently with arson, vandalism, and even jumping in front of carriages.
Then, of course, there was Sigmund Freud. Shortly after he graduated from medical school in 1881, he began a practice of treating patients with mental disorders.
He became fascinated with the case of a woman named Anna O. Anna O was being treated by Dr. Joseph Breuer because she was experiencing many physical problems with no apparent physical cause. Dr. Breuer later discovered that Anna's symptoms disappeared once he helped her uncover repressed traumatic memories. This set the stage for Freud's interest in the unconscious mind and led to his development of the psychoanalysis method. This is when the doctor attempts to cure a patient by uncovering the repressed desires and memories from the subconscious. This method is still used in modern psychology.
Freud was also very disgusting and creepy in that he believed that a child's first love is their opposite sex parent. So a boy desires his mother and a girl desires her father. He was also, a sexist pig in that, for example, one of his patients, Emma Eckstein, she sought Freud's therapy because she had stomach pains and depression. So Freud diagnosed her with hysteria.
And he called in Dr. Fleiss to help him with the patient's treatment. They shoveled gram after gram of pure cocaine inside of her nose because they believed the nose was linked to the genitals, so operating on it could cure Emma's depression.
The chemicals burned the tissue in her nose, and they simply bandaged her and sent her on her way. She returned to him days later with near-fatal hemorrhages, and her face had caved in, so Freud treated her with morphine and bandages.
The guilt that Freud felt for the harm he caused this patient was overwhelming, so he took to cocaine to relieve the pain of his guilt.
But the guilt of what he did to Emma Eckstein continued to burden his soul.
These are their stories.
Has he started talking yet?
Not yet, but we're not giving up.
You know I can hear you, right? This is a double-sided mirror. It's a window.
Shut up! Who's our victim, Diane?
This man was identified as 62-year-old Mikhail Bakunin. The victim was found lying here in front of this building. It at first appeared as though he fell off the building or killed himself, which didn't come as much of a surprise since he's known around here as a drunk. But then I took a closer look and noticed this, cement under his fingernails.
So what does this mean?
It means as though he tried holding on the ledge for his life. He didn't just fall off.
He was pushed.
But still, I'm going to run blood tests on him and see what we can find in his system. If we find heavy traces of alcohol, we can probably just conclude that he was drunk and tried to hold on for his life and fell off. And we can put this case to rest. I'm sure no one will even care he's gone.
Diane came back with the tox screen results. It appears our victim not only had copious amounts of alcohol in his system, but cocaine too.
Cocaine? Isn't that what the doctors are using to treat their patients?
Exactly. So the question is, what doctor was Mikhail seeing and what was he seeing him for?
No, Stabler. The question is, what doctor was Mikhail seeing and what was he seeing him for?
I literally just said that.
Well, we just spoke to the victim's neighbor, who said Mikhail had been seeing a man named Dr. Freud for some time, but abruptly stopped going to sessions for some reason.
Well, I guess it's time we have a chat with this Dr. Freud. What's his address?
69 Aspet Street.
Let's go.
Doc, you gotta help me. I can't sleep. After the war, I keep on seeing my dead friends. They're begging me to save them. Please, you gotta help me.
You know, have you read my book, The Interpretation of Dreams?
No, I haven't.
Well, you should. Because this interprets your dreams, and that's your subconscious. You gotta know what that thinks that is. And honestly, it can either mean you're haunted by leaving your friends the war, and that's sort of fucking weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But it can also mean you just wanna your mom, you know?
What did you say?
You just wanna your mom.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought you said.
You know, I recommend that you do a lime coconut, and then you take some essential oils. Here we go. Sleep.
Thank you, Dr. Freud.
Yeah, no problem. And that was my father. You don't need to call me that. And my friends call me Sigmund, but you can call me Daddy.
Thanks, Doc.
Yes, hello?
Hello, Dr. Freud. I'm Detective Stabler, and this is Detective Benson.
How may I help you, detectives?
We just wanted to ask you a few questions about an ex-patient of yours, Mikhail Bakunin.
Ah, yes, Mikhail. I've been treating him for about a month, but he didn't show up to his session last night.
Doctor, what was he seeing you for?
I'm afraid I can't release that information because it goes against my patient's confidentiality.
Mikhail is dead.
How unfortunate. What did he pass of?
We have reason to believe that he might have been pushed off a building.
That's awful. Who would do such a thing?
Well, that's what we came to ask you about.
Come in, detectives.
Welcome in. Thank you. Has Mikhail ever mentioned to anyone who wanted to hurt him in one of his sessions?
He was a really anxious guy, and he had a good reason to be. He was a really influential anarchist, and he opposed imperialism in East and Central Europe. Mm-hmm. And obviously that got him in trouble. He got a lot of enemies from that, and he also lost any chance of having a career. Mm-hmm. He was, an outcast because of it. And he was also exiled from France, and that was because of of his public speaking out against Russia and how Russia oppressed Poland. And after, that, he was then arrested in the Czech Republic and then forced into a prison camp and sent to Siberia, where he then became an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. So you prescribed the cocaine for what exactly?
I gave it for his anxiety and to make it easier for him to speak about his trauma.
I see. Thank you, doctor.
No problem. I hope you find his killer.
I hope so too.
Okay, Stabler, let's head out.
Did he put something in your blazer?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You put something in your jacket. I can clearly see it.
Are you calling me fat?
Are you calling her fat?
No, it's just...
Come on, Stabler, we're leaving. That guy Freud just rubs me the wrong way.
Why is that?
Well, I found this in his bookshelf.
It's in the safe.
I don't know, it's locked.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Mikhail must have been murdered by an anti-anarchist group or by the Russian authorities. They all have motive to want a man like that dead.
That would make sense, but I don't know.
Sorry. I don't know what came over me. Oh, sorry again. There was a report of another death in the area.
Okay, that, plus the death of Mikhail, plus the death from the beginning of this month, means we have had a total of 3 unexpected deaths just from this month.
Okay.
Detective Ice, tell Diane to run a talk screen on our previous victim. And you want to know what we found in the talk screen results of every single victim? Cocaine.
So we dug a little further and looked around and learned that every single one of our victims had been seeing you for the past month.
Your first victim, 33-year-old Umberto John Doe, influential Italian painter and sculptor, helped shape the aesthetic of futurism. Now, the records show that he officially died of a horse riding accident. But when we tested his blood, we found cocaine in his system.
He died because he was high on the medicine that you gave him. Had his mind been clear and functional as he was riding his horse, he probably wouldn't have died.
Are you questioning my methods as a doctor and my credibility?
She's definitely doing more than that.
I'm literally accusing you of manslaughter.
Far more serious, if you ask me.
You wish I was questioning your credibility.
Are you kidding me? Shut up. Okay, what else do you have to bring on?
Victim number 2, 55-year-old Friedrich Nietzsche.
Friedrich Nietzsche.
Friedrich Nietzsche. Okay, I lost my momentum. A German philosopher known for his writings on good and evil and the end of religion, morality, and society. He believed that Christianity glorified weakness rather than strength. He wrote The Birth of Tragedy in 1872, which urged on rational aspects of human nature.
I'm aware of his work, detective. He is my patient.
He was your patient. Now he technically died of pneumonia, but we also found cocaine in his system. And apparently, doctor, he was seeing you for several mental problems he was afflicted with.
You got him addicted to cocaine.
I give my patients medications in controlled amounts. If they abuse it, that is not my responsibility.
Victim number 3, Sigmund Freud.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry, that's the suspect file. Victim number 3, Mikhail Bakunin. Now, doctor, you say the man was seeing you because he was paranoid and anxious.
Yes, he was experiencing anxiety because his ego part of the psyche failed to control his id.
But a recent study states that cocaine actually worsens your anxiety.
Is that all? You're accusing me of worsening his anxiety. Literally, how does that have to do with anything of his murder?
Well, you should feel bad at least. The point is, doctor, you have ruined the lives of all of these people, getting them addicted to this magic, poisonous powder. So guess what, buddy?
We're not friends.
You're going away for a long time.
No, I'm not. It's literally illegal for me to prescribe medication to my patients, especially cocaine, because I'm licensed to do so.
One last thing, doctor. I found this in your office.
Ah, yes, the item you conspicuously stole from me. I would like to have that back now.
Not so fast. Not until you open it and show us what's inside.
You want to see what's inside? Fine.
Now tell me, doctor, why do you have a bottle of morphine and a syringe in here?
My brother is addicted. I had to hide his stash away in a safe place and gradually give him smaller and smaller doses to ease him off his addiction.
Oh. Pretty good brother.
Well, if that's all, detectives, I think I'll be on my way now. The final rose goes to bag of cocaine.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt that he chose a bag of cocaine over me, and I'm not going to be going to hometowns next week. I'm not going to lie, it really hurts, but I know my person's out there. and I know I'm going to be happy one day.
Where's Freud? I need another line of cocaine.
Freud, did you get another patient addicted to cocaine? Do you struggle with anxiety, depression, stomach pain, or literally any other symptom out there? If you answered yes to one or more of these, you might be suffering from wanting to your mom or your dad. And then if so, you should talk to your doctor about trying cocaine.
I used to be so miserable and sad in my life, but then my doctor prescribed me cocaine. Now I can enjoy my family, my child. If you're suffering from daddy issues, talk to your doctor about cocaine.
Why are all these channels about me? Turn this off. Where am I?
You're in purgatory.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you died of a drug overdose.
So, what do I do now?
Well, God's not going to decide if you go to heaven or hell.
I have made my decision. Come over here, please. Okay, so after reviewing everything that you've ever done in your life, you have had a couple sins, you know, here and there, but overall you were a pretty good person, and I think you'll make it in heaven.
Oh wow, so me giving cocaine to my patients wasn't that bad?
Oh my God! Wait, cocaine? I've never seen that. Wait, are you not Adam Osmansky?
No, I'm Sigmund Freud.
Oh, okay, so let me just check your file here. We usually make the channels out in the waiting room revolve around the person's life, you know? But for whatever reason, Javert's suicide is like a big thing for humans. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Ah, Sigmund Freud. Oh yeah, you're going to hell.
Wait, what?
So yeah, no, you're actually a terrible person, and yeah, you're going to hell.
No, 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 no! Wait. What?
Go. But then I took a closer look and look.
So what does that mean?
It means that he fell off the building.
Restart.
It means that he tried holding on to the building for dear life. He didn't just fall.
Go. You're doing good.
A good reason to be. First off, we need to restart that. Anxious. And you know, he had a good reason to be. He was a really influential anarchist.
Yeah.
And well, I subscribe.
Thank you for your time, doctor.
No problem. I hope you find his killer.
Yeah, I hope.
Why'd you laugh? I don't know.
Get out. She sought Freud's therapy because she had stomach pains and depression, so Freud diagnosed her with hysteria.
Go.
What do I see?
Sure.
So, oh. Do you want this?
Oh my god.
Let's start from the bottom here, and then like this. No, stop. Wait, Nicole, you can't show any of the yellow.
Tell her. Okay, we messed up.
Go. Dang, get back. Game pack. Go.
I think it's time we have a chat with this Dr. Freud. What's his address?
69 Aspect Street.
And you want to know what we found inside?
I give my patients medicate.
You got him addicted. You got him digged down.
Victim number 3, Sigmund Freud.
On my fingy.
But a recent study shows that cocaine actually ruins your anxiety.
What are you doing?
I hate you. We're gonna do it.